So growing up in Alaska was quite the experience for me, and likely many of you watching had a similar experience growing up here. Having access to this vast expanse of wilderness allowed me to live a very different lifestyle, hunting, fishing, camping, and subsisting off of the land. This is very important to me, and I must accept and recognize that a lot of my ability to access these parts of Alaska is through our road systems, airports, and other amenities that have been funded by Alaska's industrial system. And today, I'd like to talk about a new industrial project providing access to the western interior, the Ambler Road project, which, although similar to the Copper River Road and the Dawson Highway, the Ambler Road will not produce enough revenue to offset its social and environmental impacts, making it unfeasible in today's world. I'm going to talk about the goals and benefits of the road, its environmental impacts, and its impacts on rural communities. Well, let's start with what the road is. The goal of the road is to provide access to the Ambler mining district in western interior Alaska. It'll travel from the Dalton Highway 211 miles west to the Ambler mining district. Here, it'll be used to haul in mining materials and haul out ore such as copper, germanium, and gallium, as well as other rare earth metals. According to AIDEA, or ADA for short, the road will produce $1.4 billion in revenue for the state of Alaska over its lifetime, as well as producing about 3,000 direct jobs and 2,000 indirect jobs annually. In addition to that, ADA claims that they will be able to bring heating oil and goods to rural communities at a lower cost than they would if they were barged up the Yukon River. And this all sounds great, but with massive economic benefits come some pretty massive environmental impacts, one of which being the caribou herds, which, according to a 2016 study by the Arctic Institute of North America, will experience heavily decreased herd sizes and lower birth rates if there is a road built in this region. In addition to that, they will be confined to a smaller territory where they will be able to find less food. Plants and lichens will be heavily affected along the sides of the road as well. According to a study done on the Copper River Road and published by the Public Library of Science in 2022, lichen species richness along the side of the Copper River Road was drastically reduced. Within 100 meters, it was all but eradicated, and lichen species richness was found to be decreased within 3,000 meters on either side of the road, leading to a massive swath of land that is inedible and not able to grow. In addition to the plants being affected, because this road is going to cross 11 major rivers and about 3,000 small streams, the salmon and sheefish in the area will be heavily affected as well. According to a 1980 study by the University of Washington on logging roads, they found that roads along the sides of freshwater runoff and rivers increased the amount of fine sediment in the rivers and drastically affected the ability of coho salmon to spawn. This will likely be a similar issue along the Ambler Road. In addition to that, any unforeseen spills or leaks along the road will easily be able to enter the water system here. With so many river and stream crossings, it is likely that this will happen. Tire wear particles can also wash off the road, and according to a 2018 study by the American Chemical Society, can cause coho salmon deaths as well. Another group that will be heavily impacted by the road is the rural communities that live along the project zone. According to the same 2016 study by the Arctic Institute of North America, households in these villages will experience a 33% decrease in mean income. This is mostly due to their loss of subsistence income from hunting and fishing, but will not at all be offset by cheaper goods, since this drastic loss is close to $10,000 in worth, and they will not see a $10,000 decrease in their heating costs, most likely. In addition to that, I sat in on the BLM public hearing last week, where leaders from these communities spoke up about their concerns for the road. Many were concerned for a loss of culture and loss of their ability to get their subsistence resources, such as caribou or salmon, if anything were to go wrong with the road, or if the caribou were driven further north. They also were concerned about losing some of their livelihoods despite the increase in jobs that may be given to them, and were concerned that the villages may experience an increase in alcohol and drug use. All of these facts point in a bad direction, and unfortunately, the benefits don't point in the great direction either, because according to an economic analysis by the national parks, Ada has underestimated the cost of the road and has overestimated the potential benefits, showing that the economic benefits of the road may not be as great as we think they are. After going over the goals and benefits of the road, its environmental impacts, and its impacts on rural communities, I must conclude that the Ambler Road will not produce enough revenue to offset its environmental and social impacts. Now, if this is something that's important to you or that you're interested in, I highly recommend that you do some research and leave a comment to BLM before the beginning of December when the comment period ends. It's very important that Alaskans are involved in this, and I would like to see more young people involved in what's going on and voicing their opinions about this, because it can drastically shape the future of Alaska. Thank you guys. Have a great night.